The rapid meta in My Hero Ultra Rumble has been a big problem this season, with rapid characters dominating every single match they are in. Rapid characters have always been pretty good, but this season has taken it to a whole new level. Byking have tried to deal with this issue in previous seasons. We have seen multiple nerfs to characters like Froppy and Uraraka, but lately, it kind of feels like Byking stopped trying, and because of this, we are in the worst meta My Hero Ultra Rumble has ever seen. So today, I wanted to talk about some of the reasons the rapid meta is becoming more and more of a problem. So, please don't forget to subscribe, and let me know down in the comments your thoughts on the rapid meta. Now, let's get started. First of all, we need to look at what makes a rapid character, because lately, it kind of feels like this has been lost. Number 1. A rapid character usually has 250 health. This is the case for most rapid characters, but there are some that have higher, and Mirio, who has 225 HP for some reason. Number 2. A rapid character should have some kind of skill that can double as a movement skill. A few characters in My Hero Ultra Rumble have skills like this, but we mostly see it with rapid characters. And number 3, a rapid character should mainly have a hit and run playstyle. Think characters like Froppy, who get in, do their damage, and then run away. Now that we know what makes a rapid, let's go over some of the reasons that this rapid meta is a problem, and is slowly ruining the game. I wanted to go over this first, so that you know why these things I'm about to say are a problem. Starting with, the first reason is that the rapid characters as of late are doing way too much damage for what their role is. As we established, a rapid character's whole game plan should be to get in, do your damage, and get out. But that's not what's happening. In reality, rapid characters these days are overtuned in every aspect. Let's take Hawks for example. Not only does his alpha track, it can also do consistent damage to you, adding up to 180 at level 1, and not even need to get close. Then, if he wanted to get in close, Hawks has his beta that can do upwards of 300 damage at level 1. I keep bringing up this level 1 thing because all of these things Hawks can do as soon as the match starts, which no character should be able to do, and he only gets better with levels. At level 9 skills, Hawks is near unbeatable if they are a good player, and it's not just Hawks. This basically applies to most of the rapid characters in the game. I think a damage nerf is 100% needed, since it's unfair that they can do all this damage and have insane movement. The fact that their damage output is on the same level, if not slightly higher, than some strike characters is crazy, and really needs to be fixed. The next reason the rapid meta is a problem is that they can escape a fight at any time. I'll have to explain what I mean with this one, because at first, this sounds kind of dumb. Of course a rapid character should be able to escape a fight, right? And I agree, but the degree at which they can escape a fight is too good. First, I'll show you a good example, so you can see what it should be like. Then I'll show you the OP one. So, Froppy. Froppy is a good example of escaping done right. Yes, she has movement, but this movement in comparison doesn't really take her that far. Froppy's plan of escape is to move out of sight and then use her gamma to go invisible and blend in. This way, she can escape, but at the same time, enemies can still chase and possibly find her. Now let's look at the OP example. Hawks. Let's say we've just landed at parking lot, and there are loads of teams here, and they've broken our shields. Oh, that's not a problem, because we can just fly halfway across the map. This is just straight up unfair. It is actually impossible to chase this unless you are also on Hawks. Otherwise, nobody can keep up with you. I get that he is supposed to be the fastest hero, but having that speed with the OP amount of damage he can output is just dumb. Byking either need to choose to give him big damage with a nerf to his mobility, or let him keep his mobility and nerf his damage. Him having both is the reason he is currently the best character in the game, by quite a large amount. The next problem with the rapid meta is that they are near impossible to hit when fighting. This was never an issue before, because it was either the rapid character was in a fight and not moving around that much, or they were actively moving around so they couldn't fight and do that much damage. But now, with characters like Hawks and Blue Bakugo coming out, this isn't really the case anymore. Lately, the standard for rapid characters seems to be giving them skills that can also be used for movement, and giving those skills a crazy amount of charges, to the point where they have so many charges on these skills that they never actually touch the ground. Let's take Blue Bakugo as an example. I never see this character on the ground. He is always in the air and is untouchable, and by the time I run into a third or fourth Bakugo, I'm just so done with the match. Byking really needs to do something about this. I'm not saying to get rid of their mobility, because that would be dumb. They are rapid characters after all. But if you're not going to nerf the damage, at least give them less charges on the skills that give them movement, and give us a chance to actually hit them. The next reason the rapid meta is a problem is that rapid characters are the worst teammates. My Hero Ultra Rumble is a team game where you need to work together to win. But because of the way rapid characters are, it's actually better to play a solo playstyle. And yeah, you can still be a team player, but this usually puts you at a disadvantage. Let's take Hawks for example. This character benefits from constantly moving around, which isn't so good if you're trying to stay with your team. Yes, you could still move around and stay close, but at that point you're wasting your charges for no reason. Now, let's also say you get teamed with an Ibarra and a Strike Shigaraki, two characters that don't have movement. Now, you have to be grounded or very close to them most of the time, because they can't keep up with you. And because of this, usually, when you get a Hawks teammate, you'll rarely ever see them during the match, because they are flying around the map, fighting and looting, putting your team at a major disadvantage. We all know that if your team doesn't work together, you'll get KO'd very fast. And rapid characters as of late are heavily lacking in the teamwork area. And the final and maybe biggest reason the rapid meta is a problem is that you are forced to play the meta. My Hero Ultra Rumble has a whole cast of interesting and unique characters. Unique characters that you can't use anymore because of how dominant the rapid meta is. If you play anyone that isn't Hawks, Ida, Blue Bakugo, Twice, or Blue Toga, you're probably going to lose, because these characters are just that much better than everyone else. Except maybe All Might and Full Bullet Deku. They are still hanging on. My point is, unless you are using those characters, you get destroyed in matches, forcing you to play the meta. When I play this game, I like to use all the different characters, Denki being one of my personal favourites. But this season, I've pretty much only used Hawks in Ranked, because when I play anybody else, I get beaten very easily. And this isn't fun. Wanting to play a character, but knowing if you do, you'll lose points, really puts you off playing the game. And yes, I could always go into unranked, but you don't really gain anything from unranked, so in my opinion, there's no point, unless you want to practice new characters. Last season, I made a video talking about power creep, and I feel like that video is more relevant now than it ever has been. This season we have gotten 0 balance patches. This has let the rapid meta run wild the entire season, which sucks. I'm hoping that when Season 8 starts next week, we get a gigantic balance patch, fixing all of our issues, because if we don't, I could see people start to drop this game, because of the terrible balance. Something else I would like to mention, that I haven't seen anybody else talk about, but something I've noticed which I think is really interesting, is that Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash, another game that Byking work on, have their next big DLC coming out soon. And I notice that when they have a DLC coming out for their other licensed anime games, My Hero Ultra Rumble kind of suffers from it. Because if you remember the season that Ulf 1 was added to Ultra Rumble, we also didn't really get that much in that season either, because they were working on the first DLC for the Jujutsu Kaisen game. This could honestly just be one big coincidence, but it's happened twice now, and it's very weird that it happened twice if it actually is a coincidence. But yeah, I do think that the issues will be fixed at some point. Even though people crap on Byking and say, oh, they don't do anything, they don't do this, they don't do that. Eventually they do get around to fixing the issues. It just kinda takes them a very long time. I just hope they fix it before it's too late. My name is Webavalo. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.